Hello, how are you doing? Good. How are you? Good. It's good to see you the other night.
Yeah, you too. Nice crowd there.
It was a nice program. We really did a great job.
He always does.
Setting
Puts a
it
lot of
up.
effort into
You could
that.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice weekend?
I believe so. Yeah. Well, it was busy.
Was it?
Lots of, things I had going on.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
Be busy.
This time of the year.
Yeah.
Lots.
Good evening, everybody. We'll call this meeting of the Township Board to order. With board members and guests, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Mohica.
Here.
Trustee Cascarella.
Present.
Trustee Brewer.
Present.
Trustee Bowen.
Here.
Treasurer Fedewa.
Here.
Clerk Clark is here. Supervisor Fletcher.
Here.
You have.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have before us the agenda. I'm gonna add the purple sheet to the consent agenda if everybody's okay, so we can just approve the agenda as presented. Karen, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, present the consent agenda.
Just approve the full agenda first.
Oh, okay. Motion to approve the whole agenda as presented.
Is there support?
Support.
There is support. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. You have in your packet a communication, a notice of determination where the Valley Hills drain. Public comments. Anybody in the audience this evening would like to speak for public comment? Any staff have anything they'd like to share tonight? Seeing nobody coming forward, we'll move down to the consent agenda, and I'll move that we amend the consent agenda by adding this purple sheet item to the agenda and then prove it as amended. Is there support? Support. There is support by Dennis. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Supervisor Fletcher.
Yes.
Treasurer Fedewa.
Yes.
Trustee Mohica.
Yes.
Trustee Cascarella.
Yes.
Trustee Brewer.
Yes.
Trustee Bowen.
Yes.
Clerk Clark is yes. Motion carries.
Manager's report. What do you have for us, Brian?
Oh, we do have a item of business,
Oh.
Mr. Supervisor.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping right down. I know you have a very important thing for us, so I was so much anticipation to hear your report. I skipped over the business. We've got items of business number 8, the poverty exception guidelines for the 2023 tax year. It's something that we set each year. What's the pleasure of the board, Andrea?
I move that the Delta Township Board approve the resolution and adopt the 2023 property exemption guidelines, including the attached application form with instructions. Second.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Honda.
I just want to say thank you for increasing the level. So Courtney, I know you were probably involved in that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I too would like to say thank you very much for putting attention on this. And we had discussed it earlier. And when we talk about things like the millage and we worry about some of our residents who might not have lots of money, it's good to know that we can offer this to them and improve their quality of life.
Great. There's nothing else. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Now we can get the manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. A couple of things tonight. If you remember back in the summer, Lauren from the Groundwater Management Board was here with a presentation. And then Gary Rowe, gentleman who's been doing water testing in the area for several years, approached the board about doing some testing of some of our wells in the township. So we did receive a final report. So we're working with them to come back and provide an update to the board on that in a future meeting. Some bad news. I received word yesterday, our congressionally directed earmark request through Senator Stabenow and Senator Peters' office for additional money for a wastewater treatment plant did not make it through the budget. So we're checking with Congressman Wahlberg's office to see on the house, but that was unfortunate. I was really thought we had a good chance of being successful with that request. So I'll do some additional follow-up with that and then hopefully reapply in future upcoming years. Just a reminder, tomorrow, the Athena Awards at 11:30 at the Kellogg Center. I know all of you will be there. We've had some, in the last couple meetings, just had some upcoming discussions. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Next week, we'll likely bring back the update on Delta crossings. So we'll have that, so it works out well after our CIA meeting that Monday. We'll bring back some more material and future discussion on the sheriff's substation, probably after the new year. And then the non-motorized transportation, I did reach out to those folks, and that looks like that will be that January 16th or 17th, that Tuesday after MLK Day was when that they could be here for that. And then in the last two meetings, had requested an update on the enrichment center and some of the leaking we had. I asked Marcus to be here just to provide a quick update on those programs and just how we're assessing that building again.
Thank you, Brian. And again, I apologize, I wasn't here the night that the pictures came in, but I want to reassure you that to the best of our knowledge, the building is safe. You know, in the past, we've done annual air quality tests. We've ramped that up. Now we're doing it twice a year. We just had it done a couple of weeks ago. Got some preliminary reports about an hour ago that everything is clear in terms of the air. There's no mold or anything of that nature. You know, as you guys know, we have leaking in the building. You know, I did not see the picture. I assume it was on the day the building was leaking. And it doesn't necessarily leak every rain. You know, sometimes it takes a combination of wind and rain to leak. But I want to reassure you that we have staff that cleans that building daily. Our housing ground staff here goes there. We have staff in that building daily. There's hundreds of people in and out. No one's reported any sickness or anything like that. What we're also going to do is have the architect out from C2AE who did the building study to have a look at the roof. And we'll continue that going forward. But I don't see any need to close it down. Are we going to have leaking again? Probably not over the winter because it's going to freeze. And it's pretty much in focus right now in that one room. We've not seen any indications of water in the other rooms. We have dehumidifiers running over there, which are usually turned off by the card players because they don't like the noise. But we're monitoring that building daily and even on weekends for rentals and things of that nature. So I wanted to reassure you that you know, we're on top of that.
Sorry.
Marcus, do we rent those rooms on the north side on weekends? I know we rent where the 39ers are.
We have a couple programs that are using those on the weekends. The dance group is using it and the blue light singers are using it. But mostly the rentals on the weekends are the big activity room.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Marcus. Appreciate that update. One question, you know, I know the dance instructor was concerned about potential damage on the floor. Is there anything, tarps or something as a preventative measure that can be laid down at night? You know, if in case there is leaking, you know, in the roof, like so that to prevent any damage on the flooring and that's there, the special flooring she has?
I mean, first of all, that's our flooring.
Oh, it
We pay
is.
for that.
Okay, I thought that was
yeah.
hers. My apologies.
No. I just want to make that clear because
Well, regardless, I don't know if we want ours damaged either, so, okay.
It's a type of flooring. I mean, that can obviously take a little water, but
Okay.
yeah, we can take a look and maybe get ahead of the forecast and see. But you know, for the most part, we have a pretty good idea where the leakings are, so we can also put the buckets out ahead of time and so on.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Marcus, did you say that it leaks in that room only? And if so, is there another room that this dance troupe could be moved to?
They currently use two rooms. The one room, you know, the pictures that you saw currently, that's the only leaking that we have. Now, keep in mind, it's like this building, there are some leaks that come out of nowhere that you don't know.
Mhm.
But consistently, that room has had the leak in, over the last 6 months or so.
So is there another room that we could move them to?
For the time that they use, and the type of flooring they need, it'd be very difficult. There are other classes going on, but again, they do have the 2 rooms. So they could either, if for some reason, if we were not able to use that room, they could use extra time in the other room or so on.
And have you had an opportunity to meet with that lady who came in
Yeah, my staff has met with.
since she was here?
I've had conversations and just so you're aware, that is currently very similar to how we start programs. It starts as a collaboration where she teaches a class, we handle all the marketing and the registrations, and then there's a split. But based on her own business practices, she's found it advantageous for her to request now leasing from us or renting from us. So we're moving towards renting her space, which at the end of the day, it helps her with cash flow. There's not a big difference in the amount of money that exchanges hands. And so that is some of the things that she is doing as far as this. But yeah, we meet with her regularly. I mean, we pay her too. So we're in constant contact with her.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that you've had contact with her or somebody's had contact with her since she was here at the board office to go
Yeah.
over what you shared with us tonight.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know her intent for coming to the board meeting. I mean, it's something that we had talked about and she's fully aware. So yeah, so we are in touch with her.
Thank you.
Questions from us? Say none? Great, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That's all I had, Mr. Supervisor, but happy to answer any other questions.
Anybody have any other questions, other topics?
Do have a question, and maybe this is one for Ernie to answer, but I know Fonda and I were having a conversation this weekend about it. I know there's a lot of utility work going on in the township and has been. When is that supposed to wrap up? Any word on that? It's been pretty extensive and I don't know if there's a timeline for that can be shared and. I know lanes are intermittently opened and closed and in that, so it just might be helpful to understand what the plan is.
Are you speaking mainly about Saginaw and Waverly, the
Yeah.
consumers project?
Yeah.
No, Ernie, do you have it? I know on Waverly, per my update to the board, that's been kind of held up because they're trying to seek an easement and they've had some trouble getting inter-county drain permit because they don't have all the necessary easements. That's the Waverly portion. For the Saginaw portion.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any good updates. We operate a right away permitting program where we kind of check things before a project starts to make sure we don't have interferences with our own utilities and understand the project impacts to our residents. Once it's permitted, we don't have the staff or the to be able to track these things through construction. That said, I would think things would be wrapping up pretty quickly. We're past the window of being able to restore pavements and stuff like that. So I would think it should be wrapping up for the year and probably see things restart in the spring. But
So there's more work to be done. They're not concluding by this winter.
I can't say.
Beyond the delay at Waverly, I mean, like
Yeah.
Saginaw, that's an extended. project.
Consumers had a pretty healthy, Consumers is doing a multi-year program of replacing older steel gas lines that are at risk of failure. So we permitted 3 or 4 very large projects this summer. But my understanding was all those were going to get wrapped up this year. So we can reach out and see if any of them are going to carry over into next year and come back with a better answer next time.
Okay, thank you.
So it's a safety issue is why they're doing this work.
Yeah, consumers are trying to get ahead of pipe failures and try to replace them before failure. Yep.
And that's what we can tell people.
Yep.
My question isn't for Ernie, but I just had a question about the Bel Air Hills Drain meeting that's coming up. Will that be available online or through Zoom? Does anyone know? Past, I know they have, I believe, but I didn't see it anywhere in the document.
Yeah, I don't.
My understanding is in person only. which is
Is that the-
typical of all the drain board meetings that they have.
Is that the inter-county or this is just a special
The Board
hearing?
of Determination.
Yeah, it's board determination for that petition for the Bel Air Hills drain area. That was
Just
a
keep it-
orphan drain area that was petitioned to be made public. It should have been done 20 years ago, but
This just for clarification, I don't know if this is what you meant, Fonda, but this is not the Banks or Briggs one
Right.
over by Waverly. This is on the northwest section of the township, correct, Ernie? Up
yeah, it's out by
Willow.
Willow Canoe Launch.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I
just didn't
can't think
know
of that
if it was gonna
subdivision
come
that's out
available
there.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, great. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Anybody have anything else for final public comment? Okay, any final public comment? Ain't nobody coming forward and seeing no further business before us, we are adjourned.
I thought at first I missed the black.
We're gonna-
Mary,